It was not a flub.
No, not a flub. Okay, we got trade alert. This is today. It happened. Obviously, this is not like breaking news, but we're gonna go over it a little bit. We got the Mark Ingram goes back to the New Orleans Saints. So it seems like the Saints didn't feel good about Dare Ogazamawala. So they went and grabbed him because Tony Jones is having issues. So how do you feel about Mark Ingram? Like, what do you think about this whole thing?
I mean, to me, just in my opinion, this is kind of just a veteran depth move. I think maybe the Saints are realizing that Jameis Winston is not the answer, and obviously, it doesn't help not having Michael Thomas out there on the field. When Michael Thomas is healthy, he's one of the best wide receivers in the game. So not having him healthy obviously hurts the passing attack. Taysom Hill. Yeah, Taysom Hill, my bad.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill, obviously not, one of the better quarterbacks either. So I think what they're going to want to do going forward is really lean on the run game, and you can't give Kamara, 25, 30 touches a game. It's a long season, so he can get banged up. So, they go out and they get Mark Ingram, who's just a, savvy veteran. He's familiar with the system. He's an easy plug and play from day one as soon as he gets back with the Saints. In terms of fantasy, I don't really like it. It's still the Alvin Kamara show there.
Me too. I would say it's more of like a handcuff.
More of a handcuff, yeah. Kamara's still probably going to see 20 to 25 touches. Does Mark Ingram snake some goal line carries now? Probably. So that obviously hurts Kamara's value to a certain degree. But Alvin Kamara is still going to be a top 3, top 5 running back for the rest of the season. So, but in terms of Mark Ingram, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Just a veteran depth move, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That the Saints wanted to pull off.
Yeah, they're playing the Bucs this week. I would say Alvin Kamara is pass catching. Before it was kind of like Mark Ingram was more of like a bruiser rushing quarterback and they kind of did split a little bit of carries back in the day, but yeah, it's a different thing. Wait, was it Mark Ingram and they played at the same time? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I was like, oh, hopefully I didn't say something really.
Did you see that tweet? It was like the trade goes down and it's like the tale of two tweets. And it was like Alvin Kamara, and he was like, "Yeah, my boy's back." And then Brandin Cooks was like, "This is some bullshit."
Did Brandin Cooks really tweet that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He said that. He said,
dude,
this is
that's
some
so
bullshit.
I don't know. I always wonder because people fake those all the time. But
Yeah.
Hello there. Hey, listen. Right now, I know we talk about them a lot, but Underdog Fantasy, it has a really good deal right now. It's a player pick'em app. It's a DFS app. It's very similar to DraftKings or FanDuel, but this is better. It's brand new, very easy to use interface. But if you download the app right now and use promo code AVG, they used to hook up with $10 with your first deposit. Right now, they're matching you up to $100. So if you put $100 in the app right now on your first deposit, you will get an extra $100 to play around with. They got player pick'ems. You can even do a private match inside Underdog Fantasy. It's pretty dope. So you can like challenge people and whatnot. You don't have to maintain a team for all year. So you can just draft your team, play that week, draft the next team next week. You could do it daily in like a Thursday night game as well. So go check it out. Tons of prizes. Free $100. Come on, sign up. It's the best. And use promo code AVG. Now back to your video. But that's
No,
really,
I think Brandin Cooks is mad. Keep an eye on Brandin Cooks. I feel like the Texans are just in full send rebuild mode. So, they trade Mark Ingram.
for
There's
years now.
There's the Deshaun Watson trade rumors. There's some rumors that Brandin Cooks is on the block as well. So, maybe he gets traded somewhere eventually too. I was reading one of the good trade destinations for Brandin Cooks. I'm just kind of, sidebarring here. But they were saying the Packers to go get Brandin Cooks. And I would love that, honestly. I think that would be phenomenal for Brandin Cooks and for the Packers offense.
I saw some stuff about that as well. Yeah, I mean, Brandin Cooks is still really good. I mean, it just sucks where he's at right now.
Yeah.
But so I think it does. I think you're right. It does mean more for David Johnson being the only running back really left for the Texans. And David Johnson was not that bad not that long ago. So I think that David Johnson's a sneaky pickup in some leagues. I'm sorry we weren't able to talk about it in the waiver wire because this kind of came out later than we were expecting. Or it came out after the waiver wires went through and whatnot when we recorded that whole episode. But I do think David Johnson is a sneaky grab. You stashed him in some leagues because his availability was pretty up there, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he was widely available in some waiver wire leagues. So, I've just been monitoring this snap count percentage for the last couple weeks. Because Mark Ingram was getting a ton of volume. It was pretty much, in terms of the snap percentage, you had David Johnson 189 snaps, Mark Ingram 164, and then Philip Lindsay 79. So Philip Lindsay's kind of an afterthought in this offense. But, it was Mark Ingram and it was David Johnson who were kind of splitting, being the lead dogs in the snaps there. David Johnson actually led the team in snaps for the running back position, at least in 5 of the 7 games. But it was Mark Ingram who was getting all of the carries. I mean, he had 4 games where he had 14 or more carries. He just wasn't highly efficient with them. He only has 1 rushing touchdown on the year. So maybe they were thinking like, hey, the guy's not really that efficient. Let's just try to move on. And we are rebuilding. So if we can get anything for him, let's just do that. But, those carries have to go to somebody. And I'm just going to bank that they're going to go to David Johnson. I mean, Philip Lindsay will probably get involved to some degree. They do have Rex Burkhead as well. So maybe he gets involved into the mix too. But, I'm just assuming that, like I said, if David Johnson already led the team for the running backs in 5 of the 7 games in snaps, that he's going to be the guy now. And It sounds gross, but, volume is king and the opportunity is king. And to me, if he's on the waiver wire, I'm going out and getting him.
Yeah, because there might be, bye week where you need somebody to play. You have bye weeks in like week 14 this year. So it's, I'm not mad at that at all, grabbing David Johnson.
I mean, to me, he kind of turns into like an RB3 now. Like, it just depends on like your RB
option.
Depth. Yeah, so it's like.
Especially standard leagues. I'm not.
Some of these leagues, we're in a league, Mike, where we have CMC and David Montgomery. So, it's like in that, if you have like that potentially, you might be hurting for running backs just in general. And, just give me a guy who now should see, like I said, Mark Ingram was getting, 4 games of 14 or more carries. And then in terms of the receiving department, you would think Philip Lindsay would be like the receiving guy there for the Texans, but it wasn't. It was targets. David Johnson, 24, Mark Ingram, 9, Philip Lindsay, 4. So David Johnson was the lead dog there in the targets and in the receiving game, 4 games with 3 or more receptions. Now you're going to tell me he's going to see, probably 12 to 15 carries a game as well. I mean, he could see anywhere between 18 to 20 touches a game. That's not unrealistic. And like I said, volume is king. And I say it all the time, you can never have enough running backs. So it might not be on the best team and it might not be the flashiest running back, but a guy, if he's going to see 15 to 20 touches, with 3-4 receptions a game, he should provide. You want to say he should provide at least some type of safe floor going forward. So, if he's on the waiver wire, go out and grab him.
Yeah, he's only rostered in 29% of leagues in ESPN. So most people use ESPN. So that's the, go grab him. Yeah. And while we're on the subject of waiver wires, before we move on to the Thursday Night Football matchup preview, I want to say go and search by roster percentage. Please go do it right now. I posted on Twitter on the AVG account about your boy went and searched through roster percentage, and guess who I found?
Tell us.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And it's a 12-man league. It's just it's a short bench league, a lot of buys. It slipped under everybody's radar. I didn't even have the number 1 waiver wire priority. I woke up like in a frantic at like 4 a.m, checked my thing, got Clyde Edwards. Pretty nuts. It is a competitive league, a couple of people we know that are always on it, they didn't see it. So, but the only reason I was able to see it is because I searched through roster percentage. It really is like you will see some guys where you're like, you can't believe it. Because of projections, obviously he's not starting, so he's projected nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it goes without manipulating it. So
yeah, definitely
go and check that out because you never know. Hey, did you like that video? No, not the one of Big Ben completely eating shit when nobody even touched him. I'm talking about our fantasy football video we just did. You just watched. Well, guess what? That was just a clip from the full audio podcast. So if you want to check out the whole thing, links down below. AVG Fantasy Football Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, all of them. Anywhere you can get audio podcasts, we're there. Go ahead and check it out. And if you don't want to look at your fantasy team to look the way Big Ben does right here, wait for it. Come on, replay. This is your fantasy team. But that won't be your fantasy team if you subscribe to AVG Fantasy Football. So go ahead, subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel and like.